Jah! Rastafari. Oh, excellent is thy name. Thou hast set thy glory above the heavens. For out of the mouths of babes and suckers.
Greetings one and all, and into the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Yes, Jah. Yes, I and I. We're giving thanks and praise continually. This is a continuance video on Word Sound Power Manifest about who and what is Qedemawi, Haile Selassie, Moa Ambessa, Zaim Negeda, Yehuda, Seyuma, Igazi Abiher, Negusa Neges, Zay Ethiopia. Who and what is that? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Have you ever ran past your eye or your mind? What is a Selassie or Emperor Haile Selassie the First? What's Rastafari or Rastafari? A lot of people still don't know. Like I said in the previous video, we covered a lot of ground on Ha'eretz, or on the land or the earth. But at the same time, there's a lot to cover still. A lot. See? So we're going to keep the message alive. We're going to keep the gospel of the Wengil of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I alive. The teachings of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I alive. The remembrance and memorial of the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, breaking every chain. So this video is not a religious thing, because we don't deal with religion unless we have to define things Babylonian in the Babylonian way. But NASA is a livity, and when I say livity, I mean a way of life which encompasses all life. Hulu, all life. Seen? So right now people want to know who, and disclaimer, this isn't for those that are out there and know who His Imperial Majesty is already, or who know about Rastafari, Rastafari livity, and even the Rastafari subculture, but just a glimpse, or know, or heard something about this. Oh, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah has prevailed. The root of David has prevailed. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia, Africa, King of Kings, seen, elect of God, defender of the faith, holy priest king, many other titles. So this Haile Selassie, the words, let's just talk about the words real quick. Haile Selassie, well, we say Haile, that means power, seen, or might. Then we say Selassie, that's triunity, or what they call Trinity. Seen? When you say I, we mean the first and only first power of the Trinity, the first might of the Trinity, and we know that is the Most High Father. And in through the teachings of His Imperial Majesty and His Christ, YAHOSHUA HA-MOSHIYAH, we know that all power is given to the Son by the Father, and the Father will testify of His Son. And we cite that in His Imperial Majesty as the Christ King Melchizedek returned to earth to show the Goyim how to rule, how to stand up aright and align aright. Seen? You just have to study the resume of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. So, Qedemawi, first, Haile, power, Selassie, Trinity, Moa Ambessa Zem Negeda Yehuda. Moa Ambessa, the conquering lion, or the lion. Seen? Zem Negeda Yehuda of the tribe of Judah has prevailed. Seen? Neguseneges ze Ethiopia, or shall I say Seyuma Igaziabiher, which means elect of God, or anointed of Yah. You have to really understand, say, when we say Seyuma Igaziabiher, that means then this is no man choice. This is the Almighty Creator of heaven and earth and the whole universe choice, who He choose to represent Him amongst humanity. That's why we say Melchizedek, Christ King, Priest King, King Priest, who righteously governs and keeps judgment and does justice. Seen? So yeah, man. When we say Qedemawi, Haile Selassie, Moa and Besazem Negeda Yehuda, Haile Selassie the first might of the Trinity, who is the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, that has prevailed, the root of Dawi that has prevailed, Seyuma Igaziabiher, the elect of Yah, as in HA-MOSHIYAH. You see what I'm saying? In kingly character. So we're going to touch on all of that, but, you know, King of Kings of Ethiopia, Neguseneges Ethiopia. So, Rastafari is known also as Qedemawi Haile Selassie or Lij Teferi. Now, Lij, what does this mean? Lij mean child. Teferi or Tafari, as most people know it, means to be reverenced or to be feared or respected. So child, Lij, Tafari, to be respected. From early out, we have the Son of Man just come. Seen? He must send certain levels of government, because his father was also part of the government. His Highness Ras Makonnen, who was Menelik II, or Neguseneges Menelik II, or Neguseneges Dagmawi Menelik II. Excuse me. His right hand man. He even fought in the Battle of Adwa. You know, where I keep the victory, and was a great symbol of black liberation from end to end. Seen? And even a symbol of Christ's kingdom overcoming the beast. Seen? But forward to what we're saying, Lij Teferi, the child to be respected, ascended certain levels of government and then became a Ras. Now Ras means head, but it also is like a duke or a prince in Ethiopian monarchy or in the government. So when we're citing Ras Teferi, no longer is he a child of a nobleman, His Highness Ras Makonnen, but now he's a prince or a duke, you know, in English or Goyim terms. Ras Teferi has now become, what would you call it, head to be respected. Why I say this? Because Ras or Rosh in the Hebrew means head. That one, yeah, this thing. And the head is where the self dwells. So it also means self to be respected. Ras Teferi, self-respect. Head to be respected, head to be feared, head to be reverenced, self to be reverenced. So, along with the man, Ras Teferi, you have the movement and the levity, Rastafari, which stand for the same exact things. See? So, going forward, all of this is word, sound, power, you know, because everything have a meaning behind it and everything is serious. So let's go into some historics before the time run out, yeah, so upon who Lij Teferi is, where he was born, you know, when he turned to Rastafari, or Rastafari, and was coronated and anointed as Qedemawi Haile Selassie. Seen? Moa and Besazem Negeda Yehuda, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. So, in 1892 of the acceptable year of Ionized Lord and Savior, our Ionized Black Lord and Savior, melanated Lord and Savior, YAHOSHUA HA-MOSHIYAH, there was a child born to Ionai named Lij Teferi, or Lij Tafari, and I already explained what that means. Seen? Born in Ijersagoro of Harar province, Ethiopia, and was prophecy fulfilling. Did not Christopher Columbus say he found the New World in 1492? 400 years later. Check Genesis 15 if you have a Bible. 400 years. So, as Lich Teferi grew and went on throughout government, became a governor at the age of 13, I believe, or 12, one or the other. But true manhood starts at 13 or so, when you have your bar mitzvah or your passage, into manhood or adulthood, for men and male and female. Yeah, I go forward, and he was crowned Rosh or Rosh or Ras. And when we say Ras, we mean head or prince. And this time, I think it was about 1916 or 18. If me not incorrect, I have to check the dates. But I'm just speaking freely right now. Not really too scripted, but I believe about 1928 he became regent to the throne as Negus Rastafari. Seen? And in 1930 of November the 2nd, in the acceptable year of Ionized melanated Lord and Savior, YAHOSHUA HA-MOSHIYAH, the Christ of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, November the 2nd, he was coronated to Qedemawi Haile Selassie Moan Besazem Negeda Yehuda Seyuma Gaziabi Her Negusa Neges Ethiopia. 1930, November the 2nd. And again, prophecy fulfilled. Wasn't it not around 1530 or so when the Western and the Eastern slave trade, or more likely the Eastern slave trade, which is the Islamic slave trade of Northeast Africa, wasn't that not when that started? Ahmed Gran, Somali's Sultanate? Let's check these things. And then 400 years later, you have the crowning of the Black King, who some claim to say is the Messiah returned to earth. I claim that. Cause remember our war, people think the Messiah will come, Moshiach will come for tear down walls and break down things. Him do that, yes. He did it. But we're not there on the physical level no more. We're there on a metaphysical level, which is beyond the physical. So we have to remember that. Remember the names: Qedemawi Haile Selassie, Moan Besazem Negeda Yehuda. The first power of the Trinity, Abba, Kedus or Kedus Abba Tachin, who is Moa Ambessa Zem Negeda Yehuda. And remember, Ras Teferi, self to be respected, self to be reverenced, self to be feared, as in a respect. Remember, Rastafari, head to be feared, head to be respected, head to be reverenced. These things are some simple things we have to start getting across to people. Not head creator. I mean, even though the head creator is the one to be reverenced and to be respected and feared, we're not disagreeing with that fact. But in actual translation, we gotta deal with that. Head to be respected or reverenced or feared. Sight? So, more to come. I come hard, man, cause we're gonna share some simple things about His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, born 1892, July 23rd, coronated King of Kings, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of God, November the 2nd, 1930. Keep those two dates in mind for the 21st century and for the 20th century and forevermore. So bless up to all who tune in and for all who come in and hear a true word. And we're giving thanks for the King of Kings and his Christ. And we're moving forward. So look out for more, you know.